Welcome back. Well, America's veterans seeing new support through the rise of artificial intelligence. Salute is a data center lifecycle services provider conducting maintenance facility work and supply chain operations for data centers while hiring veterans and non-traditional workers to get that job done. Over 10,000 veterans have been trained through Salute's programs, all to maintain and provide services to these data centers. Joining me now is the CEO of Salute, Erich Sanchack. Erich, great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you for having us back today.
So tell me about this work on data centers. What are you seeing out there in terms of these data centers, and how easy or tough is it to actually find the people to get the job done?
Well, what differentiated Salute, and we talked a little bit this last time when we were on the show, is that we went after veterans, whereas most service providers actually would recruit within the industry. So what we had developed about 13 years ago was a program where when we take veterans that come out of service, they already have certain disciplines and skills that we found as transferable. And so we started to develop them and certify them into training center or data center jobs. And over the course of our life cycle, we said, hey, if we can get the full life cycle of the data center, we can enable a career for a service member and actually have a meaningful contribution into something that's very important for our economy.
Of course. And how tough is it to train those veterans on data centers? What do they need to know? What kind of skill sets are required?
So we will take anyone out of the service. And so it doesn't matter what their specialty was. And so when we say, hey, we don't want to interview a veteran, we want to hire a veteran.
I love that.
Yeah, my head of HR is probably right now going, no, don't say that. But yes, we actually want all those service members that are transitioning, contact us. We have jobs for you. You're talking about how difficult is it to find jobs and opportunities and train them? Well, the growth of the industry and what's happening, particularly in AI, has driven to where we have to bring in, over the next 3 years, over 10,000 people into meaningful roles.
Yeah.
And so that kind of pipeline requires us to be very aggressive and take in anyone we can, because we've had over a better part of a decade training and developing and getting course curriculum that certifies them to operate in a safe way.
So you're actually doing the training as well. You're training those people to actually understand. Do you see the data centers build out happening now, or are these data centers not even built yet?
So for a good part of our portfolio, we've been operating for a better part of a decade. And in 2021, about 3% of the data centers that were being built had a demand for high performance compute or that AI environment. If you look at this year, it's 93%. Massive change.
Wow.
So a couple of years ago, we shifted and made a bet on some investments with our partners at New Mountain Capital and LLR to look at this high performance compute environment. We partnered with NVIDIA and said, how can we get in front of what the demand is going to look like? What are the protocols and how to operate in this high performance compute environment and allow people to operate them in a safe way? So we've really focused in on the protocols and the safety so that as people came in and transitioned them, we could train them to be able to operate in this new high leading edge technology.
This is a really important issue that you bring up, because, you know, veterans are a certain group who have discipline, teamwork. I mean, all of these incredible abilities from being a veteran, and you're teaching them a whole new skill in terms of AI. What's the big learning gap there? What do they need to understand about AI?
I think it's less about the technology. What we want to focus on is our culture, and we focus on and building off of what that veteran has already practiced and instilled in what we as a nation have entrusted with them. And so when we bring them in, and I think it was Dan who was saying earlier about the growth of the AI market and the amount of power and how important that is to the United States, imagine those same people that you've entrusted with the safety of the United States now coming in and dealing with the future infrastructure and the citizen services and how we're going to live.
And tell us about their skill set. Why is it so important, imperative for you to get a veteran on the job?
And again, I'm not going to stress the skill set so much as the cultural mindset.
Right, good point.
We focus on the cultural mindset so that we know that they have that team orientation. They have the understanding of what the protocols are and why they're so important. And then we can hone in on training them on what's the safest way to do that. Now, what we're making our investments are, as we've already now gotten a good fair share of the AI high-performance compute environment, is back to that power. How do we do it in a sustainable way? How do we get the power utilization efficiencies up? So our investments there are now training the next wave, not only how to do it safely, but to do it in a way that's very utilization efficiency friendly.
I love it. I love what you're doing. Thanks for the support of veterans. And on the side, on your free time, you're in a rock band?
Yeah, so a good part of Salute and its cultures, we live in the communities those data centers operate.
Yeah.
We are those citizens. And so we like to be involved with the community and give back to the community. So we have very involved campaigns. And our campaign each year culminates with a music event. My eldest daughter and I have a rock band that we perform in, and then we only take our proceeds and give to charity. I think about $5.5 million has gone to the American Heart Association. Another $3 million has gone to suicide prevention, cancer prevention.
Beautiful.
And children whose parents have had cancer.
Good for you. Thank you for that. Eric, great to have you this morning. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, Erich Sanchack joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
It's fun.